Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'd like to make a warm welcome to our Honourable Frederica Tuita Filipe, as well to our CEO of Tourism, our guest here, Bridget from the Wallets Foundation. To formally kick off our occasion, I would like to invite Sitan Mafi to come and do our opening prayer for us this morning. Sitan Latu.
Tapu o toa mafi o wafio e taularo Tonga. Tapu o iki. Frederica Tuita Filipe. Whare matabure o Takiloto. Mai CEO. Ka whawhawhonga ko toa peo ki tau te fua. I he malu e whare koeni. Pu ke whainga maari e koeni. Ke whai peha tauloto. O whakatapu e ngāwe ko kakato. Ke tauloto. O tua mafi. Ko koe koe mautamai lau i tāni ti a Fiona. Koe kamataanga, pe moe ngataanga, o e mea kotoa pē. Ko koe o ku tau ki ai a e mea kotoa pē. Pea iku ki a te koe, a e mea kotoa pē. Mau whawhetai, pe mau tukoloria e āo whakoloa koeni. Ko ke ngāo i pea ke whoaki maki mau tolu. Ko koe pēnā ke tūtūni ke peheni ho mau aho, pia ke whinangalo ki e ngāue kua whaini. Pia koe mau whawhetaia e o tua, o mau kau whatabe, e whamoni pia mo e whatu sā me. Ai langa ngāue kua whai, hei kai malawaia, kau ka pauna e kai kau mai a Sihova. Kai ho kau mai, o ku kakatoa e ngāue o e aho koeni. Mau whawhetai e o tua, ko hui, ko whinangalo, ke ai a ao peheni, pia ke whotu uai e ki whamiri o te vita pia mohofa simiki, ai ngāwe aonga ki e whonua. Te waki e, ke hoko atu e ngāwe ao no whakaonga e ki misi ume koeni, e aonga ia ki e mau whanau ako. E aonga ia ki e whakaluku fua o e whonua. Pia ku mau whawhetai o tua, ka ku mau loto o hanga atu ke a Fiona, ke momoi atu ai ngāue na e whai. Ke tāpua ki mai pia ke whakamonu iai, ai ngāue ku whai. Ke whakatolonga ai ai koloa, pa moi tuku whaolo e Tonga. Ko e mau lotu ia e o tua, mo e mau amanaki, e hoko ai langa ngāue, pia moho kau mai, nā ke whakakoloa ai e ngāue koeni. E aonga, pe tū maari ai ai whonua, e tū maari ai, ai whamiri, kai uma, ai kolo whakaluku fua. Ko e maulo tu ia e o tua e pongpong koeni. Tāpua ki mai ai hau e ki, ko ne mea mai ke whakalangilangi ai aho. Kai uma ai si ou mo potu ngāwe e takimamata. Kai uma ai kau whakahawhi kotoa pe o tua. Maulo tu pe o tua ke kau mai e pongpong koeni, o ke whakaao ngai ngāwe u whai. Tuku e o tua ke hange ko e lotu kua whai. Koe ni pēr matai koloa e Tonga, ke whakatolonga ai. Ka koe maulo tū i ho kau mai e tolonga ai ai ngāwe o whai. Pia koe kamata whakatapia mo koe, te ke ilo kulerei ai ngāwe. Pia te ke tāpua ki mai ki mautolu i menu kotoa. Tāpua ki mai o tua, ai ki ngāwe ko whai. Ke hoko ia, kua maka maire e whamiri koe ni, pia mo e whonua. E ki alo ofa, ka ke whakakato pia ke whakao e lotu. Ki huafa peo halo ko sisu kalais ka ko mau whamo ui. Amen.
Thank you. I would like to first start off with introducing you to Ancient Tonga and welcome. On behalf of Ancient Tonga, I would like to extend my warmest welcome to you all. A brief history about this place here is that our mother, Ofasimiki, grew up in the most northern island of Tonga, Niua Toputapu. A daughter of 9 to Kaitu Tānaki and Mele Kalonkakala Whakasieki, she would often reminisce about the way of life with her grandparents in Niua. With the passing of her father, Kaitu, our grandfather, we felt immense loss and felt the need to honour and respect his memory by showcasing the life that he lived and all its simplicity. As you can imagine, when our elders pass on, we realize that we have not gained enough knowledge and stories from their past. Not only do we miss them deeply, but we miss the opportunity to delve into their memories. This created the fuel for our fire of passion and desire to share our culture with the tourists and Tongans alike. At Ancient Tonga, we designed tours to share our cooking method of preparing the lu for the umu, the different plants that we use for medicine for food, our beauty products, how we make tapa and weaving, kava tasting and preparations, and so much more. We tell stories of our grandparents, our memories, our experiences growing up in Tonga, and how we've refound our love for culture and history. For me, it was very much a journey of self-discovery. Not having grown up deep in the culture, I was often dismissive of it, which I can imagine the youth feel at the moment. But as I worked for my mother performing the tours, my curiosity grew, as well as my knowledge along with my family. As my passion grew, I wanted to create more opportunities for visitors to immerse them in our culture, to include them in the weaving, in the umu preparation, in the tasting of the ango and the nonu juices, in the dancing, and so much more. And so we have, in the past 6 years, created a hub where tourists can experience all of this. I find myself often having the same conversations with other returning Tongans from abroad about how rich our culture is and how we wish to capture the memories of our grandparents and our parents before they pass. Which brings us to today. In a mission of discovery, not just for my family but for everyone, we are here to open a building to house not only our memories of Tonga, but also to display replicas that tie us to Europe, which ties us to Germany. The way in which this passionate project has come about to today is a beautiful story as it ties in two other complete strangers from across the world to Tonga. And I would like to make a special mention to Frank and Martin and Philip Dohi for creating the chain of events that have got us here today. We feel deeply honoured and privileged to share with you this museum opening ceremony, particularly with the Wallitz Foundation and their representative from Berlin, Germany here today, Brigitte. This is a rare occasion for Tonga and Ancient Tonga, and we treasure this opportunity. To celebrate this special occasion, Bridget is here representing the Wallitz Foundation, and today you honour us with the replicas for the Forster pavilion. This is a brilliant opportunity for us to share, to inspire, to educate, to nourish minds, to enrich lives and create healthy communities, but more importantly, with our culture and our history. As a privately run museum, we aim to preserve and promote heritage and knowledge for our generations and for the generations to come. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank again Frank, who is the Cook Forster curator, and Philip Dohi, the Ministry of Tourism, Valerie and her colleagues from the Auckland Museum for their support in bringing this dream to fruition. My sincere gratitude goes out to the key personalities and representatives of various institutes, friends and family for your support. To my mum for your continual encouragement to us kids, to our staff, to our extended families and aunties, and to those of you who have lent your artefacts to be housed here for all to see. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Frank to give us an introduction to the Cook Forster Pavilion and his instrumental role in bringing this to Tonga. Malo.
Malo Lele, I'm very happy to be here in Tonga. It was a long way down to the South Pacific, especially for me personally, but I'm very happy to be here and to be in this moment where we have the chance to open a Cook Forster Pavilion here at Ancient Tonga. But let me say as first, the honorables, members of the royal family, excellencies, dear friends of Ancient Futures, dear Brigitte Mang, director of the Cultural Foundation of Dessau Wörlitz, that came along this long, long way here. Dear Martin, who's filming now, who was spending months with me here in the South Pacific to find a place where we could put some of the Cook voyage stuff back, and ended up here in Tonga, luckily. Thank you to Jessica to offer, I can see her now, yeah, to offer to Jessica, to Kimi, to the Simike Afiaki family, who invited us here and made something beautiful you will see later. Astonishing, really. And thank you very much, not only to the Ancient Futures people from New Zealand, but especially to Filipe Tohi, our Sopolema Lama, Filipe Tohi, and to Dagmar Vaikalafi-Dijk, who visited us 3 times in Germany and was with us all the time, and has a lot of input in this whole thing here. This morning I awake with red eyes and without a voice, and I'm surprised that it came back just for the moment. It should be, I think. Let me start with this. 30 years ago, when I was a 26-year-old, I came in a new country. It was West Germany, and I started my job. And my very first room in the city of Mainz was next to a very old building, and it was the building of Georg Forster. I haven't known him very much before, but then I learned that this Georg Forster was the nature artist of Captain Cook's ship Resolution of the second voyage. And so, accidentally, by chance, I learned to know this Georg Forster, the British say George Forster, and he and his father accompanied James Cook between 1772 and 1775 on their voyage of exploration, and came here to Tonga twice, in September 1773 to Eua and to Tongatapu, and again in October 1774 to Nomuka. And George Forster, you later see it in the Cook Forster Pavilion, but there is a painting. This is the only painting where we see this both naturalist aboard Cook's ship. This is Father Johann Reinhold Forster and his son Georg Forster. And this is the nature artist also. He made the very first European images of plants from Tonga, like Molly Tonga, or of turtles, of different animals and plants, and also gave us an account of the very first account for the Europeans about the Tongan culture. And he was, this young George Forster, was really impressed by the Tongan culture. He said he was able to compare, he have been in Melanesia, like New Caledonia, or on Tanna, Vanuatu, and he has also been on the Society Island, Tahiti, Raiatea, Huahine. He has been at Easter Island and to New Zealand, so he really had an idea of Polynesian cultures. And when he compared them, he said the Tongan culture for him is the most beautiful and high developed, and especially the handicraft. So this is George Forster, and that's why we had the idea to name the pavilion Cook, for Captain Cook, and Forster Pavilion, yeah? Because the one was the navigator, the map maker, the other was the explorer, or the 2 Forsters were the explorer of the Tongan Islands, very first explorer. And they shared with us, the Europeans, what they found there. One sentence to Forster more. He believed that one of the biggest results of Cook's voyages was the idea that people are equal, are the same around the world, that there are no differences between races, yeah? That there are not so big differences, but that people are the same and should treat it the same. And this is an idea of the Enlightenment in Europe that impresses us still. That was very early for Germany. I said I started as a 26-year-old with this George Forster because I was his neighbor. And later on, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a writer, a historian, made different films about George Forster for German television, wrote several books about George Forster, on George Forster. And 3 years ago, the idea came up that we make a permanent George Forster exhibition in Wörlitz, and I became the curator of this exhibition. It was the time when Brigitte Mang became the director of this Kulturstiftung Dessau-Wörlitz, the Cultural Foundation Dessau-Wörlitz. And so we went this together, we can say. The George Forster exhibition were two parts. Exhibition 1, Exhibition 2 is first more the personality of George Forster, then more the artifacts from his South Sea voyages. And as a curator, I had the task also to try to go through the collection to objects, artifacts from New Zealand, Tahiti, and Tonga. They were presents to the Duke of Dessau-Wörlitz in 1775, and the Duke of Wörlitz was so happy that he got this from the Forsters, father and son, that he built up a small temple there in Wörlitz Castle. It's a UNESCO heritage site nowadays. And for 200 years, these artifacts from Tahiti, New Zealand, and Tonga were in this beautiful pavilion, but then they became fragile after 200 years, and they had to go to be stored. They were very fragile. And now we brought them up back to light in the last 2-3 years. And now they are seen again in Germany. But with going through this collection, we also found that the accounts we had about it were not completely true. Our knowledge nowadays, thanks to people like the people from Ancient Futures, academics, are much brighter, much bigger. We know much more than 250 years ago, the people. So we learned that some pieces, we thought they are from Tahiti. No, they are not from Tahiti, they are from Tonga. A good example is a tuki, a pounder. We can see there in the exhibition later, where people thought it is from Tahiti over 200 years, and now we know, no. It's a wooden one, it's clubwood, it's toa, and it's Tongan. And so in going through the collection, the Forster collection, the artifacts from Tonga, there were some surprises. We also found some gatu from Tonga. We haven't known before, but the people from Ancient Futures, from the University of Auckland project group, Phyllis Herder, Billy, Dagmar, Felipe, Hillary, Dakota came to us to Dessau-Wörlitz in the storage and helped us to find out what is Tongan, what is not Tongan. And so that was a big help. And at this moment in September 2018, Felipe Tohi noticed that there are not only the original artifacts, but also copies. Yeah? And he took the copies like a club, and he wondered, wow, it's the same weight, it looks actually the same like the original. And then he said, would be great if we could have this in Tonga, because the design is perfect, it's the same weight, it's detailed done, perfect, and it can't rot. Yeah? And if the bugs come, it will survive. So maybe we could have some of these copies. And this was when Ancient Future people were in Dessau-Wörlitz and Felipe had this club. So the idea came up. So the idea was born. Then later on I met Felipe in Auckland, where he lives in New Zealand, and his family. And then we went together with Martin here to Tonga last November, looking for a place where these wonderful copies could be displayed, and traveled around to Ewa, to Nomuka, to the places where Cook have been, where the Forsters have been, to Tongatapu. And then we came here to this beautiful place of ancient Tonga, and we met with Ofa Simikias first, and she gave us a lesson in tapa making. And I filmed it, and we were interested in, and suddenly we understand the difference between Ngatu Uli and a pale Ngatu, and how they print it, and it was very interesting. And suddenly my telephone was ringing, and Felipe Tui was on the phone, and I talked to him, and Ofa asked, is this Felipe Tui? And I said, yes. Oh, could he come here? Because they didn't know each other, but then Felipe came here, and so Jessica and Kimi and Ofa, Felipe, Martin, and me were sitting here in this place talking about possibilities to display these replicas. And so Ancient Tonga said, you know what, if you want to display them here, we will do that. And I said, could you, a sort of house, pavilion, a certain museum? I said, maybe, yes. And it was just a dream, you know. And now it's 10 months later, and we are here, and Ancient Tonga did it. They just erected a building for this wonderful replica, and Brigitte Mang has decided to give really these copies that are valuable also in Germany to Tonga, and to bring her all the stuff here personally, and to make it possible that the replicas from Wörlitz are shown here in Tonga-Tapu. That's the story. So it's great to be here. I would like to give you another, we have information plates. I produced 12 information plates, they are in the exhibition. That's the curator's job, and I would like to give a second set. If they are rotten, you can replace them. And another thing I would like to say, there is this beautiful catalog. Brigitte has presented it to many people already. When I went through the collection, I also tried to describe every of the Tongan objects. Yeah, there's the catalog. And whatever Cook or the Forsters said about Ngatu from Tonga, yeah, that's what we noticed. It's Tongan together with ancient futures. So we put it in here, old quotes of the Forsters. So I think this is the tuki you will see in the museum, and drawing of the Georg Forster about the breadfruit. So this is in here, so we can learn about the objects from Tonga, also from this wonderful catalog. And Brigitte has already, I think, 20 catalogs given away. And so enjoy it, and if you want to know more about the Wörlitz replicas, you find it here, and of course about the originals. Thank you very much.
I would like now to welcome Miss Brigitte, if you would like to come up and do a small speech and a presentation. Malo.
Thank you very much, honorable guests, dear ladies and gentlemen. Please excuse my voice as well as Frank. I got a little cold in the last days, but as Frank told you already, the voice came back this morning, apparently for this very, very special event here at Ancient Tonga. Thank you very much also from my part for participating in this special occasion. I'm happy and pleased to present today Ancient Tonga with 4 copies of Tongan artifacts that form part of our foundation's South Sea collection. As Frank told you already, Fürst Franz and Fürstin Luise, Prince Franz, Princess Luise got 41 objects in the 1770s, exactly 1775 in London. Nowadays, we still have 31 of these objects, and 28 of them are in the new exhibition in the Palace of Wörlitz. They were, most of these 250 years, shown in different places in Wörlitz, in the South Sea Pavilion, the Palace of Wörlitz, the so-called Gothic House, the so-called House of the Princess. In the last 30 years, they were in a deposit due to their rather sad condition. And as Frank said, we did a lot of restoration, and now we can present them again. For us, it's very, very impressive that they have been continuously on display in Wörlitz since they were given by the father and son, Johann Reinhold and Georg Forster, to this princely couple. That's something which is very, very seldom in Germany. 30 years ago, in 1985, the Museum of Prehistory in the neighboring state of Thuringia was commissioned with producing copies of some suitable objects as replacements for the display at the time. Due to the combination of the advanced aged, improper storage and showroom conditions, as well as previous preservation treatments, the exhibits had suffered noticeably. 12 objects were chosen according to their state and the feasibility of manufacturing duplicates. It took the experts at this time approximately a year to accomplish the given task, as their work was characterized by the shortages of materials and utensils, which was quite common in Eastern Germany of these days. After finally arriving in Wörlitz after this 1 year, the copies were not used for long, as they were affected by the unfavorable exhibition conditions as well. In the 1990s, they, along with the original pieces, were put into storage. So since 1990, you couldn't see either the originals nor the copies. Then in September 2018, when the members of Ancient Futures visited us in the Kulturstiftung Dessau-Wörlitz in order to look at the artifacts that were just being extensively restored by Melanie Korn for the newly planned exhibition Back into Light, Georg Forster and the South Sea Collection at Wörlitz. Along with the members of the project team, they assessed the items and were impressed by them. All the more so when Uwe Quilic, a long-standing employee of our foundation, who has known the collection for over 40 years, brought up the copies that were partly made from plastic and organic material. In following conversations, the idea was born to bring some duplicates to Tonga, but as they in themselves have already an historical value for us, it was decided to produce new ones. A professional requisite maker from Berlin was assigned with reproducing the headrest, 2 types of clubs, and the breadfruit pounder. Again, the condition of each model and the feasibility, but also the future home, were considered when it came to choosing the pieces and to do the copies. Nowadays, it took the company only a couple of weeks to get the new copies. Technical conditions changed a lot in the meantime. Presenting these 4 items today not only brings the 250 years old history of the Wörlitz collection to full circle, but also marks our international cooperation that spans half the globe. It actually took the 4 objects about 4 weeks to come. It took myself only 36 hours, which is not too long. This in itself would be rather impressive, but the collaboration resulted even in 3 personal interactions, as Frank already mentioned. Members of Ancient Future visited us twice. The second time they attended a Georg Forster symposium and an exhibition opening, and my current return visit. Hopefully our personal exchanges will not end here, but result in more interactions that will benefit us all. I think that insights gained in this way will help us, Kulturstiftung Dessau-Wörlitz, to impart knowledge about the South Sea culture through our exhibition, and you to research further the Tongan history. May I say the best greetings and regards from all my colleagues back in Germany. They are sending the warmest regards to all of you. And we wish the 4 copies of the Tongan artifacts all the best, and then they may enjoy all of you and all the people who are coming to visit them. Let me say a very, very warm thank you to all of you for this morning, for the last days in Tonga with the conference, the film yesterday, all the discussions and meetings we had. Thank you to our honorable guests. Thank you to Ancient Tonga. Thank you to Ancient Futures. Thank you to Frank and Martin. It was a very, very special, warm welcome in Tonga I felt when we arrived. All of those you were at the airport, it was a kind of warm welcome we are not used to in Europe and in Germany, and it made these days here in Tonga very, very special. Thank you for that. I'm going to leave Tonga this evening with a much deeper understanding of your culture, of your history, of what is important for you here on Tonga, of the way you live, of the way you are. Thank you for that. I'm really very much impressed in a very intellectual way and in an emotional way. Thank you for that. And also let me say just a couple of words to my family history. This traveling to Tonga also brings me back to part of my family history, and I only understood that with your family histories in the last days. Part of my family history is related to New Zealand. 2 cousins of mine live there. The brother of my mother left Europe in the 1950s, actually Austria, to get married to a British woman living with a family in Tahiti. They went to New Zealand and spent their family life there. So it's kind of part of my life, lives in New Zealand, and I appreciate this part of my family life more than ever after these 6 days here on Tonga. And luckily I'm going to see my cousins tomorrow on my way back to Europe. Thank you again, and I'm looking forward that I can present you the objects in the new built pavilion. Just to finish, let me give you the books we brought, Frank and myself brought to you. Just give me a second to overgive it.
Thank you very much. I would like now to provide a warm welcome to our CEO of Ministry of Tourism, Sione Mafi, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, Malo.
Malo Ilalei, and very good morning to you all. And maybe I could say good morning. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Almighty God, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit among our midst this morning. Kore ke whakatapu eni ki he whakawhalanglanga e Pompongini, taini ko Federica Tuita Felipe. Whakatapu heni ki a tuna ka ma pasemata mo ho eiki o mea heni. Whakatapu atu ki he Kauwhewhine, Blake, Awhiaki, pepe whoki ki a Charlotte, peke he tarekita me he USB. Mo tolu kotoa mo mahu inga ia I he culture mo heritage o Dauwhonwan. I would not indulge myself too much on the history of the replicas that we have this morning, nor would I indulge myself in the history, as that will be covered thoroughly by our guest of honor this morning. But I would like to pick two major points this morning. This morning it looked like we are stopping the clock and we look back 250 years ago. And I think we have all the right to stop the clock because Tonga is where the time begins. When Tonga stopped the clock, every other country will have 1 hour daylight saving. So if we do it today, there'll be a daylight saving in Samoa and New Zealand, the rest of the world. However, if we stop the world and look at 250 years ago, when Captain Cook came to the Pacific, he took these 41 artifacts. And then today, our friends from Germany and Europe brought this back to us. Is that something that we should think about as Tongan? We try to preserve, conserve, and safeguard our culture and heritage. We try to prolong and to make sure that our students, our future generations, will learn from our history and also from our culture. But the important thing about this is that hange o tau ki o ngoi o tau mei mānai, pe tau ngoi o tau ki tae tokanga, he kai ke tau hanga tau hi e tau koloa, pe au mai e kakai muri o mai ke tau sio ki ai he haon. None of us were here 250 years ago, but I'm sure we could have preserved some for us to see the similarity of what we have today. Unfortunately not. Oku tau sio ke umea koe ni pe ko tui de hanga o mai ka tatolu ai mahu inga ia I he tau koloa whakatonga amana taui. What are we gonna preserve for our future generation, let's say 250 years to come? What are we gonna preserve for them? And I think it's a question for all of us who are here, because all of us here tau mahu inga ia I tau culture. But one good thing about this, when I was talking to Brigitte Bang, and she said, oh, Captain Cook took only 41 artifacts. Then I said to myself, I was trying to be positive. I said, Brigitte, you know what? You forgot that Captain Cook named Tonga the Friendly Islands. He forgot to take the smile of us. And that's what he said to me. You know, when I walk in, I feel the hospitality, I feel the warmth, and I feel the smile. And we are lucky today that we still maintain that smile. And thank you very much for that, reminding us that. And I think we are really proud of that, our part of our intangible culture, the friendliness of the people of Tonga. And we're gonna keep it for the next 250 years or more. I would like to say thank you very much to Officer Mickey and Agent Tonga, and to Frank, Dr. Frank and Brendan Mang, and your delegation from Germany, in your partnership in bringing this Ripska to Tonga and for the future, for the population and the children and future of Tonga to look at. Thank you very much once again.
I would like now to please invite the Honourable Frederica Duita Filipe to come say a few words before she opens the new building.
Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, I would please allow me to express my gratitude to Ofasi Miki and Jessica Afeaki and the Ancient Tonga team for inviting me to be part of this important part of Ancient Tonga's journey in making their vision of completing a museum that will house cultural and artistic items, history and information. Although I am here in my mother's stead, the importance of Ancient Tonga's vision and work is no less important to me. In 2009, I had the privilege of traveling to Bonn in Germany for the opening of an exhibition of Captain Cook's collection of artifacts. This trip planted a seed of interest within me in Tongan history. It was this feeling of inspiration and interest in one's country's history and tradition that I'd love to see within the youth today. My sense of identity was reinforced, and I was prompted to start sharing Tongan history, culture, and proverbs on my social media platforms for young Tongans overseas who were also yearning for the same experience as mine. Knowing where you've been guides you where you can go. All these experiences I had in Bonn are reflected in ancient Tonga's mission and vision: to provide an educational experience for our generation and for our children, to start the conversation of identity, heritage, and history, and to inspire and learn from. I'd like to convey my gratitude to the Wallet's Foundation for loaning these artifacts to be exhibited. I am also looking forward to viewing the art by our local artists. The significance of this collaboration is a testament to the ties between Europe and Tonga and the incredible talent we have that can make history. Malo Albito.
I would like now to ask the Honourable Frederica if you and my mamofa will first go, and we will all gather around so we can witness the cutting of the ribbon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to move on to our next item, which is a entertainment performance performed firstly by our kids and Offa's grandkids. They would like to entertain you to begin today's entertainment. So I'll just ask my mother, Offa Simiki, if she can come and introduce the first dance item, which will be the young girls, which is my daughter as well as my niece.
Malo au pito, whakatuloa tu e tahine Frederica. Ki whame i tepe me he whangamoa puna ke kamata ke tau ki whakawhie fia. Pea ko whakawhetai pe ke he eiki. Malo pe ne tau hi mai ki tau tolu ko ia pe ho tau unga anga mo tau hūwhanga anga. Pea ko iai ko i ki fo i hiwa tau o lunga koe ni. Aia ko Amy Bess. Tahaya e ki mō puna. I whini motu agoni ok lue mai ok mau hoa atuia ki he. Ki foha o semis whanua ka umaa kalolaine. Whamalo atu malo e. Pea kono hoko lewa ko Evelini Afeaki ko e ki whine motu aia a Jessica Afeaki ka umaa foki a Soakimi Afeaki. Pea tena hanga o tau olunga i atu. Ai fo i langi tau olunga ko ia o maa atu. Tua o whātu.
Pea fotu koe te worope koe mama. Ho'o ki te mai whakapoko e laulota. Koe sio atai mai koni utoa. He kuo ke hange tamaha whiriwai. Pe koha kamatoa na e toki hifo mai. Lau kau ai mo ke whakamani mani. Hange ha ke whani fo mai me waikiki. Whine o hihifo pe i tō umua osa. Ni tuki lamu lamu. Ona tui ki vai. Pelo te ke ma fola ki te kakere a. loto palasi. Finde o hihifo, peitu umua osa. Itu kila mulamu, ono tui kiwai. Pelo te kema fola tinita ai. He ko me koura tome loto palasi. Finde o hihifo, peitu umua osa. Itu kila mulamu, ono tui kiwai. Pelo te kema fola tinita ai. He ko me koura tome loto palasi. He umata ene tu pe whakalawa. Pe whatupai e molo pe koe mama. Te mai whakapopo e raurota. Koe sio ata mai koni uto. Te kua pe hange tamapi vai. Te kota matoa na e toki o mai. Rau kauai mo te whakamani ngani. Hange a hake whani whamai me waikiki. Finde o hihifo, peitu umua osa. Tuki lamu, ona tui kiwai. Pela te kema, fola tine tātere ai. Te kokonga koura, tome loto palasi. Finde o hihifo, peitu umua osa. Tuki lamu, ona tui kiwai. Pelo te kema, fola tine tātere ai. Te kokonga koura, tome loto palasi.
Malo au pito. Pasi au pito o tau o lunga ko ini. Ta hokat lewa ko hui ku api ai taimi ki he foi tau o lunga aia e whakahoka tuia e Jessica. Te ai pe whoku ua whoke mau Jessica. Pako e Jessica ene taha ko Jessica Sisi. Aia tene whai ata e ki whame eite. Malo au pito. This is our last item. E whai atuia e he whanau tangata, koe kau talavou hono kotoa pe. O kunau whaifoke ai whahoko whatongia i he Ancient Tonga, koe kongaini o e nau floor show, o ku taritari ake ai kau whalau ewa mai ko ia ki he apini tua o whātu. Malo au pito. Te tau hoka atu lewa ki he lea whakamalo, e whakahoka atu ia e ki motu abe mei he hifo niwa tok tapu ko Paula hala api api. Malo au pito.
Tapu pia mo e awhio e tolu tai o tua. Tapu pia mo e haumaro e whanua. Watapu ki he whukao tonga o kei viringia. Watapu ki he ia eiki Peturika, Tuita, Filipe. Watapu ki he Matapure. O mo tolu kotoa pe, mo mea mai. Tuku mua ke hufangatu. He whakatapu nai whai he uruaki rea. Kai o atu hawhakamalo. Whamalo ki he awhio e tu e langi. Whaka alomaria na tula. Kai whakawhetaroa ki tau tolu. Ka moe whakaamu o e aho. Whamalo ki he e ki tāhine ho mea mai. O whakakakato ai whakaamu. Nai whai ki ai i ahoni. Whamalo whoki ki he kaumuri me siamane. Na nau tauhiene koloa a Tonga, tau eni e uangi au whangfuru mātolu. Hange koe aku mo umea i he whakahoko tala noa. Ane nai, koe tāwau koe a, ko Forster mo ene tangata eiki, he omi e kapten koki, e tawhituwhi tolu, pia na awea e koloa koe ni o tauhi siamane. Pia koe omi e koloa koe ni ke whakahoko aki. O e toe whiekau ngā ue, a siamane mo Tonga. Pia koe ai whakamalo ka tiki mou tolu, iho mou tauhi ai koloa o Tonga. Koe tau eni e whange au, mā tolu. O e whanonga mai, ai ki waka koe a ko utu mā atu. Me whunga vai ko niu tō wā. o hake tonga eiki. Pea aku ne kei puke puke o koloa mahu inga e ua. A Tonga, uluaki ko puke puke whonua. Ko hono ua, ko hono whakatolonga o koloa e whonua. I he rea, i he lunganga, i he ngāue, i he ilo. Pea koe koloa ia ko ia, o ku kei puke puke mai, he office mic, kai uma a, ai whangaki whanau, moi whangi mokopuna, ke whakatolonga, o koloa ko ia, he koe koloa tuku whakaholo a Tonga. Pea ko ia ai o kou whakafofonga i atu, ai whakamalo, kia teki mautolu hono katoa, he o mauloto tō, ka mau mea mai he ahoni, ko uhi, ko hono whakamahu i ngai, o i ki whare ko eni, o ku amanaki ke tānaki ai, o i ngahi koloa o i whonua, mei ane afi, moi ahoni, moi kahau, whakamore atu, ka kua ai hato nou, o i whakahoha o e pongpongini, ka ko hufanga, he lotu rerei ai eiki, lewe whakahoha, malo.
Malo au pito pia ko kore hini ke whaiwhikau ke whakaosi lewa a e tau a o wau o e whiohi i he pongpongini. Malo au pito.
Tau lotu, o tua mafi, mau whawhetai atu ko kakato e ngāwe a hokoeni. Ko mau whawhetai o tua, ko koe nā ke whinangalo, ke langa e ngāwe anga koeni. Ka mau whuake atu e langi, pe moinge ia e ngāwe a hokoeni, ke o oupe ia. Ka ke hoi fua mai o ke tauhi, ai ngāwe a hokoeni, ke holoi tau tongata, pia ke aonga ia ki he kakai o e whonua. Pea koe keresa i ki ko si sukalaisi, o whalai o tua koe tamai, wheo i pe mo laumare maani oni, ke nofo mau ia e ho eiki, pe mo mautolo ko tope ia, whai peo tā ngata, amen.